guys, today's video is a really interesting one. It's one I've been looking forward to filming. It's a new tag that's been going around called the How I Wore My Makeup in High School tag. And this is something that I just think is really interesting. I think it's kind of funny looking back, especially for me. I really wasn't into makeup nearly the same amount I am now. So I just thought it'd be really fun to kind of repurchase some of the products I used to use and show you how I used them in high school. So if you're curious, then just keep watching. So this is a really fun tag for me. I was thinking about this a little bit before I saw the Kathleen Lights video, where that was really the first one that I noticed of the how I did makeup back in high school video. But I'd been thinking about it before, just kind of like what I even used to use, because now I have a ton of makeup. I really enjoy makeup. I play a lot with different, not necessarily different looks, but just different products. And I remember I was going through my phone and there was a picture of the first time I moved my makeup from under my counter in a makeup bag. I had some of those like kind of plastic drawers in my closet that I put like maybe one drawer full of makeup, and I remember thinking that was like way too much makeup. But I had one bronzer, one blush, and this foundation that I used today, and this, like, I think everything I'm using today was in that drawer, because it was only 2 years after high school and I was still kind of using some of those products. Some of them were probably still from when I was in high school, so it really helped me kind of remember what some of them were, and then a couple other things I had to kind of really remember back. But I just thought that was really funny that I found that, and then this tag came out because it was something that I was really interested in. So yeah, everything I'm using is drugstore. A few of the things I did have to order off of Amazon because they aren't made anymore, but they were such big parts of a makeup routine, I just needed to have them for this video. So I'll have those linked down below if you're interested in these products. I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying and using products that are discontinued, just because I just don't know how well that'll be if it's old makeup that they're selling. I mean, it's still in new packaging, but I wouldn't recommend it. So anyway, I'll have everything linked down below if you're curious. So I'm going to just start with my foundation. So this foundation is one of them that isn't made anymore. This is the SuperStay 24-Hour Makeup by Maybelline, and I think this just got discontinued. Whenever I was looking up Maybelline SuperStay foundation, the new SuperStay Better Skin foundation kept popping up, and I didn't realize that the Better Skin was part of the SuperStay line. So that might be what replaced it. I don't know if it's the same formula or not, but I went ahead and bought the old one. This one is in the shade, I think Classic Ivory is what I bought. Yeah, Classic Ivory. I think it's a little too dark for me just because I was going off of like the swatches on Amazon, but I probably wore too dark in high school anyway. So I'm going to go in with a flat foundation brush. This is just like the one I used back in the day. These are terrible, or at least I can't seem to blend anything with these. So I'm gonna just put this straight on this. So I used to shake the bottle. I would take off the cap. Oh, it didn't do it. Okay, let's see if it'll do it. I would shake it up to get it all the way up to the cap, and it would bubble up like this, and I would like paint across and get the foundation. I know that's probably like the most unhygienic way of doing it, but that's what I used to do. Also, my hair today, this is how I used to wear my hair back in high school. I wore it super straight, and I would do this little poof, whether it was in a ponytail or down, and I would wear a big bow when it was in a ponytail, because that was just kind of what the girls at my school did. So I'm gonna just go in with this foundation, and this like brings back so many memories. I remember me and my best friend both used this, and anytime we would go on sale, we'd like call each other and buy the foundation for each other. Even my aunt actually used it. She was the first one that introduced me to this because her dermatologist said it was a good one. But I haven't used it since probably I got rid of that last bottle probably 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago. Just kind of been trying other things. I actually started using the Dior Air Flash in a matte foundation right out of high school, and it just ended up replacing this one. Oh, it just smells like paint. So this is actually a pretty good flat foundation brush. This one came in a It Cosmetics kit. The one I used to use back in high school, it came in a kit. And pretty much every brush that I'm using is like to replace one that was in this kit that I had that was from Sephora. And it was a silver bag with like white and silver and clear brushes in it. The bristles were all white, and that's what I used for all of my makeup brushes. That was just like a kit that I got. So yeah, everything here is trying to replace that, but I had one in that set that was a little bitty thin one. And I remember watching a video with Zoella and Tanya Bart, and they were using the Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques, and me and my older sister, I like got my sister one, and was just telling her like, oh my gosh, it's like the best foundation brush because it actually blends. Like, I felt like we were just like painting stuff on it. And I think between then, I had found the Beauty Blender, and I was using the Beauty Blender for my foundation, and then, because I was like, I didn't do brushes anymore because I just didn't think that they worked really well because this is what I was used to. So then when I found that one, that was like what introduced me to the world of like good foundation brushes that were like buffing brushes, because that's a lot easier for me to use than this technique. So this is how I did my makeup. I actually wouldn't really take it down. I would do about this and that would be about it instead of taking down my neck. So I kind of had Oompa Loompa face a good bit of the time in high school. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with a concealer. And this concealer, I think I got my senior year, so it's a little bit later in high school that I wore this. But this is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer. This is the Duo. I actually just used one, but when I repurchased it, I bought the Duo. This one is W10 and NC20. I believe NC15 or NC20 is what I was using at the time. And I just have a little concealer brush that I'm gonna just go in with. So my big issue, the reason I bought this wasn't so much for pimples as much as it was for my dark under eyes. I've always had pretty dark under eyes, and I remember really hating them in high school, and so I would like cake on this concealer all under my eyes and try to get rid of the dark circles. This one is actually probably a better color match for me than the NC15. The NC15 I think just kind of made me look a little more grayed out under there. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is so much foundation. I mean, concealer, goodness. All right, I'm gonna use my fingers to try to blend this out because it is not blending with that brush. I'm trying not to use too many of my current makeup habits just because I want to keep this pretty accurate to what I actually wore, but I am going to try to blend some of the stuff out that looks kind of bad. But I would, like I said, just pile this stuff on, and a lot of times I would go back over the inner corner and try to really get that darkness. So yeah, this is kind of what I did, and this was probably even darker than the shade I used to wear, so I don't know, I don't remember looking this bright, but maybe I was. Alright, so this is what it looks like with foundation and concealer on, and this is probably about what it looked like in high school when I would wear my makeup like this. So just for time reference, I was in high school. I graduated in 2012 from high school, so it hasn't been that long. It's been 4 years, but a lot has changed in how I do my makeup since then. Alright, so the next product is a little bit different than what I used to use. This is the Ulta Matte Bronzer in Warm. I used to use the Ulta Mineral Bronzer, and it was in pretty similar packaging to this, but I don't know if it's the same thing or not. But I just had like a big powder brush, and that's what I used. I think I just kind of like went around my face and on my nose. I don't really remember exactly. I know it wasn't like contouring. I think I just like went in a circle all the way around my face. I don't know why. That's just kind of I think what I did. So. Alright, so I just zoomed you in so I could get to the eye makeup. So for the eyes, this is something that I used all the time. This is the L'Oreal Hip Studio Secrets in Electrified. At one point I had every single shade of these duos, but this one was definitely my favorite. I wore it a lot. So what I would do is I would take this kind of silvery chromy color and I'd go in with just like a basic eye brush that I had in that little Sephora kit I was talking about earlier. And I would just put it on the inner corner of my eye. And I would go up with it. I wouldn't go... I don't know, now I do a lid color and then I do a crease color. This one I would do like a half and half. So I would do half up on this side. Oh my gosh, I look so crazy. I remember thinking I looked much better in high school than this. Alright, then I go in with the kind of crease color, or crease brush into the darker purple color. And I would just go on the outer side of it. And I don't think I really went up in the crease. I think I mostly kind of stayed down. I don't remember ever like going up in the crease. I think I just kind of like let it just hit the crease if it did when I was putting it on. Alright. Alright, and another thing that I did in high school, or that I didn't do in high school, I never put eyeshadow or mascara on my bottom lashes ever. I didn't like the look of it. Just clean up a little bit. I didn't like the look of it at all. I just never put anything on there, so I'm only going to use the upper eyelid, lash line, all that jazz. So this is pretty much what it looks like. I'm going to blend it a little bit better because I feel like I would have done a little better of a job, because I remember looking at pictures and it looking okay. It looks so splotchy, golly. Okay. Alright, I didn't realize how bad all these products were. Alright, so this is my favorite eyeliner brush. I was given this by my mom because I stunk at doing eyeliner. She bought this for me so that I would use eyeshadow instead, and that's pretty much what I would do. So I would go into either this, I actually had one of these that was gold and black, but a lot of times I would just use this purple. But I'll go in that black eyeshadow and just use it as an eyeliner, and that's something I still do a lot today. I really don't wear eyeliners as much as I just do powder shadow on this brush, and this is definitely still my favorite brush. I love this thing so much. I think it was Bedhead of all places. I think it had like Bedhead on it. It's all gone now. It's just got a pink bar, but yeah, I would just do eyeliner like this. So another thing is I never really did my brows in high school. My mom would wax them for me every now and then because I do have pretty thick brows, but this is pretty much just what they look like. I didn't comb them. I didn't use brow gel at all. I think they just kind of went all natural, and a lot of times they looked pretty dang bushy and messy, but that's just kind of what they did. So for one of the last steps, I have my favorite all-time mascara, or I really don't use it anymore. I actually had to repurchase it for this video, but I used this for a really, really long time. Even when I would try other mascaras, I always had a tube of this. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes, and if you've watched my channel, I have a ton of L'Oreal, well, just different mascara reviews, but I've done a lot of the L'Oreal Voluminous, and I still really like a lot of the L'Oreal Voluminous range mascaras, but this was definitely my favorite. So I'm going to just go in on my upper lash line only. I'm not going to do my lower lashes because, again, I never touch those except for when my mom would make me for events and things. So my mom actually is a hairdresser, and she would do our makeup for homecoming. She would do our makeup. She did mine for my wedding. Anytime we really had like a big event, graduations, any of that kind of stuff, my mom would do our makeup. So I did have, I guess, an advantage. My mom knows how to do makeup well, so I did have her, but I didn't always listen to her. And I'm sure she would agree with that. I think most of our arguments back in high school were over makeup and hair and just like us disagreeing on what we liked. But for the most part, she did let me just kind of do whatever I wanted. Alright, so I guess that's what the lashes would look like. I didn't really do a ton of coats. I would just do one or two. And so for the last part, I didn't own a single lipstick until college. I remember my younger sister had borrowed my mom's MAC Vegas Volt at church, and I borrowed it during church, and I really liked it, and I went and got it that Sunday afternoon. Me and my sister were in New Orleans, so that was my first lipstick I think, but I used to wear the Revlon lip butter. This one is in Strawberry Shortcake. I think I wore this one and then like Pink Lemonade, but I never wore much color on my lips at all, and that is like a pet peeve of my mom's. Even my dad's at this point. I would do like foundation, a little bit of mascara, and that would be it. And I remember we'd get in the car going to school, and my dad would be like, all right, you don't have any color on your lip. You need to put some color on your lip. And I would just put this on. I don't think they liked that very much. I think they wanted me to wear like an actual lipstick just because I would look so washed out. And so that was kind of my mom's thing, was to put color on my lip. But yeah, this is pretty much what I would wear in high school. And I'll insert a photo if I can find one. I think the only one I have is from like at a football game. So I will insert that picture if I find one. But yeah, this is pretty much what I looked like back then. I think I actually have more eyeshadow on than I would ever have worn back then, just because I went a little heavy-handed. Usually you couldn't see anything except for on my eyelid. Like you wouldn't see much above here. You wouldn't see anything in the crease. I didn't wear powder, didn't do my brows. Yeah, pretty much I used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 products total, and that was when I went completely full out. So this is probably all that was in my makeup bag back in the day. But yeah, I really enjoyed this video. I enjoyed getting to kind of go back down through memory lane and kind of remembering what products I used to use. And actually none of these were in my collection at the time. I had to repurchase everything, minus this. I actually just got rid of this recently because I realized it was the same one I had from high school. And so I just repurchased this because I had the other one and it went bad. But yeah, everything else I didn't have in my collection, other than I think the mascara. I had one recently, but again, I didn't have it for this video. I just think it's really interesting going back through kind of what you used to do in your makeup, what you used to do with your hair, what you used to wear as clothing. It's just really fun kind of looking back at what your style was, how your style has changed. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't done this video and you have a YouTube channel, be sure to do it. It's a lot of fun. If you liked seeing me do this video and you want me to do more tag videos, be sure to comment down below or give this video a thumbs up. I'm really kind of curious about doing the Holy Grail Jaclyn Hill palette, the Holy Grail Jaclyn Hill tag. I just think it's a really good one to kind of get to know people's style, what kind of products they really truly like. I just really like that one, so I might be doing that one maybe next week. So yeah, if you want to see more videos from my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.